Hey everybody, welcome to this energy read for this new moon in Taurus tonight. Um, yeah, didn't really do too much research on this, was just going to kind of go right to the cards. But, little bits to be said. Taurus is always a very earth sign, so down to earth, grounded, very root chakra kind of thing. Um, It just looks like basically the overall theme of it is for us to be prepared because we are needing to anchor this energy that's coming in. There's a lot of energy, high frequency energy coming in at the moment. Part of our job is to, you know, draw that in and bring it down and anchor it here, boots on the ground, right? On earth. So lots of like changes through this energy too, like internally. So, and and I would say like internally also like mentally, like kind of realigning and rewiring us kind of thing. So, yeah, it's basically if you're going to do anything sort of ceremonial or to take care of yourself during this new moon tonight is I would highly suggest just doing really grounding things so that we can integrate that energy as it comes in. So anything you can do to to be on this earth, boots on the ground, stability, comfort will all be there, but pick things about like again, nature, nature, nature. We can't say this enough. It's the best way for you to embody and uh, ground this energy. So, whatever's coming in needs us to be present and be helping out and I don't say drawing this energy in, but it kind of is. It's going to be coming in, and we need to like allow like we need to be this like receiving antenna and with bring it into earth and at the ground level. So but let's take a look. Let's see. um let's do a portal card because it definitely is being also really described as a bit of a portal this moon. So and also we're coming up on Beltane on the 1st, so just it tends to be really, I don't want to say fiery energy, but it tends to be a lot about, again, it just tends to be a lot about like taking in this intensity. Okay, interesting. We got sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. Yeah, so I would say just make sure you're grounding this in, but in like the most loving, uh, caring, self-caring way possible. That's what I'm gonna say about that. All right, and let's just do um, what we usually do for the moon, 3 of each card. And what does this Taurus moon have in store for us? What do we need to be looking at? What should we be doing? Oh, oops, there. Well, that's 3 right there. Okay, what's up first? The answers you need are coming. I would say the interesting part is, I would say it's answers, but this is like the energy we need is coming in. So really, really take, I don't want to say take advantage of it, but just like really like experience it. I don't know if about you, if you feel energy or not, or like what your thing is, but like this, I feel like we're getting the opportunity to be like, if we can be grounded and open our heart, and it's just like we will tangibly feel this energy. So I think that's those answers. Um, we also got just a little security card. You and your loved ones are safe, so nothing to worry about. Just take this energy in and definitely don't over. I don't want to say overindulge, but do you notice that I'm saying that? Like I'm like I don't want to say this, but I do want to say this. It's almost like I'm at a loss for like the right word. They're just not coming to me. It's really kind of strange. I had a really strange morning though too, where I just uh I woke up and I was kind of feeling like I was like, oh no, I'm on the wrong timeline. That just was like the first thing that entered my head at about like 6 or 7 o'clock this morning, and then I tried to get back to sleep, and I it was like almost like in a little bit of a, I don't want to say panic attack, but it had that same kind of like intense feeling where I was like, ah, it was kind of uncomfortable. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, but I definitely know it has something to do with this energy coming in. So I really just want to say like be as grounded as you can, because the other card we did get is the full moon in Taurus card. Your dreams need a practical plan. So I think, to me, this is, for me, that's just saying what we need to be looking at here is how we all have this dream of the future, the vision of the future, and where we're headed and what we want it to look like. Um, and it's not saying that we're not being practical, that we're being pie in the sky and all of that, but it's like this is almost saying like, okay, well the time is here now in this Taurus energy to root this in to this whole new dream and make it a reality. It's not just a practical plan, but we're gonna implement it. But it's like the boots on the ground thing is just coming up strong. It's like, okay, and we did get warned about this. I want to say like a few weeks ago, it was like, okay, this is a rest period, but get ready because, you know, the call to action is coming, right? So I think it's really important for this moon to make just making those last little, maybe little check marks of, am I grounded? Am I feeling safe and secure? Can I be the vessel and the anchor for this energy? The answer is we know that it is, we can. Um, but it's just like, okay, it's time for us to be open to that. Because if we're going to implement all the dreaming we've been doing in terms of what new earth looks like, what ascension looks like, what all of these processes look like, and where we want them to head, we've got to be like starting to put the plan in action, basically. And it's just done by us allowing and being grounded and safe and secure. So that seems to be the theme for this moon is it's time. Here we go. Like, and it's not. It doesn't feel like in a rushed, um, immediate pace. It's like you've got time, but make sure you're doing. Make sure you're ready. Make sure you're grounded. Make sure you're paying attention to the energy and making sure you're allowing yourself to have this energy flowing in. All right. I don't think I've ever got that card. Okay. So the first one we got is the big picture. Again, it's like in the last reading for heart chakra, that perception card. It's like, hey, there's a big thing going on here. So, um, again, we're not trying to micromanage the universe and like all the details of it's got to be this way or no way. It's like pull back and see that it's already happening all around us. It's already happening. I keep hearing every day, nothing is happening. And I sometimes feel that way too, right? Like last week when we just like we're like going through the same old motions on this planet and doing things like government and elections and taxes, and I'm just like, oh my God, enough. Like, why are we still doing this? It's like I have to remind myself too to pull out, see the bigger picture, and understand that this is a process. It is in motion. It is happening. So if you're getting those like despairing feelings where we're like in like this and we're looking at everything like tiny and like, and of course like we can't see anything happening because we're too close to it. So try to like try to move back and just see things. um, you'll notice a lot is happening. So the big picture, and it also is angelic help. So yeah, just the one thing I have really realized, not just the angels and the angelic help, is in my practice when I have been working in the last couple of weeks, that like our passed over loved ones and our ancestors are like really, really close. They're here all this, I would say, probably all of the time. And there's things moving in those realms. Like they're here to help. They're here to change uh, things up too. Like they're part of this process. So um, that was sort of my first indication that something was happening, because it's usually like don't have them that close all the time. And like like my grandma, I always find dimes. I have found, I'm not kidding you, 6 dimes in the last 2 weeks. Every time I go for a walk, there's one on the ground, or somehow at work. There's the other day there was one in my laundry. I had didn't think I'd had any in my pockets, but who knows? And I actually found a penny, which is really funny because we don't have pennies in circulation anymore. So just funny. All right, other things. We also got Gaia's garden. Interesting. This, I think I'm going to say, this is fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. I think this is like, this isn't like, this is a, it's not a past tense card, but it's like we've already planted all that stuff, and now we're starting to see the fruition of everything we've been working on. So again, and that abundance piece comes up like the end of heart chakra video, which kind of ended up being this midway point. And it's, as like, where are we right now? And it's like everything is unfolding, right? It is very like nature, like in how it's going right now. It's almost exactly in tune with the season, right? So like on the trees, the buds have just started to bloom, right? They just started to like spread out, but it's going to be months before or a month or two at least, before we have a fully covered tree. So it's just really this like, it is this Taurus energy of, it's like, it's just a nod to nature and saying, everything moves cyclically and in time. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And Gaia, the energy of the earth and Gaia would have it no other way, right? We don't try to rush this stuff up. So, I mean, that's a lot of the time when I hear people saying, nothing is happening, nothing is happening, nothing is happening. It is. It's just, it's in its process. And, we just have to be patient. And, and we're supposed to be here too to like, we're working this energy. Like I said, we need to anchor this in this moon, and start to be like an active participant in this. So our best way to be this active participant at this time is to be boots on the ground, literally, like I'm literally saying, like seeing our feet planted firmly on the ground, feeling stable, feeling strong, and just being like, okay, let's do this. Like it's almost like, make sure you're grounded so that you can receive that energy, right? And flick the light on, and then as soon as you're ready, it's like, let's go. Abundance, though, that's come up twice in both reads. So things are happening. They're growing, they're expanding. Everything we've been asking and wishing and hoping for is coming in. And so as it comes in, instead of like naysaying, because I think like that's it, when you get into that gratitude and that law of attraction and all of that, is if we're naysaying and saying nothing is happening, it's not that, not it's already happening, and it's not going to stop. We're not going to stop it by those words, but we're going to miss it in terms of we're not seeing it, right? So it's like, it's almost like definitely lose that phrase out of your vernacular. Is that what it's called? Vernacular? Stop saying nothing is happening, because there is so much happening. It's almost like, I feel like it's interesting too, because it's like, it's almost, I'm getting this thing about like a time lapse video, right? So if we look close enough, we're going to be able to look back and be like, whoa, that happened actually really fast. Like if we really think about things, we are, you know, we're barely into this year. We're only 5 months in. So to say that, oh, nothing's happened yet, but everything has happened at such warp speed, it's been kind of insane. I think that's part of what's going on for a lot of us is we're in this like, it's almost like we're in this whirlwind that it's happened so fast that we did miss half of it. So this is the time for us to ground and get centered and kind of lean back a bit, right? That big picture thing, and take a look. You can come in, but come on. I'm gonna see how it's come say hi. Everybody, come here. Let me say hi. Oh, he's out of sorts because we've been like basically dismantling our house. I've left these pictures up, but after this video, they gotta come down. So you'll see over the next few weeks as we go through these renos, half the stuff won't be in the background anymore because they're going to be banging on the outside walls. So anything that can fall off has to come down. Anyway, that's a totally aside. Okay, here's the important part, the last card we got for this is the altar priestess. Preparation. That's what we're doing. Keep every day, keep prepping ways to let this energy in. So basically, our preparation is staying grounded, staying centered, not spiraling out of control in our words, getting caught up in the whirlwind of things, but just staying right where we are. Again, being the observer, it seems to have been a big theme so far for this year. Prayer and sacred ritual. This is doing your ceremonies, doing your meditations, just keeping yourself centered, calm, and um, and open. Right when we do these ceremonies, we are open. We are opening ourselves to allow this energy in, and so that is like the key right now is we've got to be allowing this energy in. So so get get cracking, everybody. All right, let's have some three advice cards for this moon. Anything else we can do or need to be looking at? Yeah, it's funny. I can just the funny thing is I'm getting this vision of like boots on the ground, but they're like it's not like combat boots. It's like work boots, like men's like job site work boots. So it's like we got work to do. We're building a whole new thing. Like time to get to work. So yeah, just remember to stay grounded on this earth, present and accounted for, and tend to yourself, self-love, self-care. Oops. Okay. All right, first up, be proud of yourself. I would say like that's part of the thing is like there's it's Taurus energy too. It's this thing of like we're so doubting of that not just that anything's happening, but that we are even an active participant in this. And it's like, no, we came to do this. And so far, we're doing a bang up job, and it's okay. And don't give up hope, and don't worry about it because everything is coming like exactly as it should. So just keep on trucking, right? We also got the leave the past behind card. I think really what I'm getting from that is just again that same sort of self talk of like a lot of what seems to be happening right now too is that like we're always anticipating and waiting for certain events to happen and things like that. And I think sometimes we get really close and we're like, ooh, and then it feels like they kick the can down the road. And then we're right back like where we were. So, and then that is when we go into like hopelessness and despair. And it's like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And I, it's hard and it is disappointing, but I think we have to again the perspective thing is coming in. We need to look at it a different way and say, okay, well, um, all of this has happened, so let's be grateful for all of that that's happened up until this point. And then instead of saying, oh, it's going to be another 10 years before we get this in place, is like it's almost not leaving the past behind, but it's leaving that old way of thinking behind. So instead, when those moments happen, it's like, okay, well, what's next? what do we do next? What's our next marching orders? Not like dwelling on, oh, this is supposed to happen and that's never going to happen. And like, it's just, we're driving ourselves crazy. And actually, it's a perfect and ripe opportunity for lower energy to take advantage of you. Because when you're at that like bummer mode, then they're like, oh, we got her. Ha ha ha. Let's do a few other stupid things to like mess her up. So I don't think it's necessarily about leaving the past behind, but it is about leaving those old ways behind and just like this is a new energy. It's a new earth. Um it's just new. So it's like we have to take that time to like recognize it and I don't think a lot of it we're going to recognize right away because it's new to us and we're just like so just I feel like there's just a lot more observing we have to do and just again changing our language to be like not so much about like well that didn't work I guess we're done for I'm saying this because I've been saying this stuff a lot lately and I really got to work on it and saying okay well that's fine what's the next step what do we need to do next I think we really got to start opening those pathways of communication with the universe. Be humble. Interesting. I get less about, you know, being, it's not like an ego thing, but I definitely feel like this is just, I'm more drawn to just sitting on the ground, looking up at the energy and the light and, and, and just being more than being humble, just be awed by it. But it, I really feel like, again, it's just really important for us to be observing it all. So quiet observation. And the last one we got is trust all will be well. Like again, the universe just keeps saying to us, like, we're worrying a lot about everything every minute. I certainly am. Um, it's a very hard thing right now because we're sort of in this like, I don't want to say limbo land, but we kind of are, right? Some of this energy is not fully in, but we have to be the one to anchor it in. So if we're too busy moaning and groaning over the past and that oh nothing changed or nothing happened and not looking and being like no 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 look this changed or this energy feels different or you know what I we've got to start being more like investigative of what has happened um and being in awe of it and being like okay this is changing it's going it's the bud on the tree like every day that I go for a walk last week there was nothing. This week there I just saw the clothes shoots. Now they're open, right? 2 days and they're open. And we get a couple more days of sun and the spring blossoms are gonna start. I actually saw crocuses and things like that. Which so it is happening. It's just yeah, it's really important we're observing and taking care of ourselves and anchoring this energy in. And that's how we do it is by our attention and by our, being an active participant in opening ourselves to that energy. All right, what else have we got? Three more kind of advice cards. Oh, I like the darkness of these cards. Yeah, okay. First up, I'm going to read this one first because I don't have to really read it. It's just what we were talking about. Change your tune. Yeah, this is us. We're we we're singing the doom and gloom song and it's like over here they're going ah sing the happy sunshine song it's happening so really look at like the words you're saying and what you're putting out there in terms of um the process of everything right now um and again like the biggest way to like to not is to not participate in the doom and gloom, right? Like that's so easy for us to do and sing the doom and gloom song because that is our day to day some days, and it's like maybe it is a bit hopeless, but again, we are the ones in control of this. So the only way we get to sing the happy song is to sing the happy song and find the gratitude and be grateful for the things we are seeing, right? For seeing the buds on the trees and knowing that it's just a little bit of time and they will be fully in bloom. All right, we also got the take a breath card. I think this is just like it's that thing. I like the darkness of that card, and I feel like it's also like really down to earth, like boots on the ground. Take a breath, relax. It's going to be fine. It's going fine. Um, yeah, it's almost like it's not just about take a breath, but it's like I'm getting this like take a push pause on all those thoughts. Or, or as they come in, rewrite them. Just, you know, do our best to kind of like move ahead here. I got the enchanter card. I just want to, yeah, moonlight. Just be in awe and enchantment of it all. Like, and that's the thing. So if we're walking along and we're not grounded and we decide to look up, we can become dizzy and disorientated. So the best way to look up at the stars and at what's going on is to make sure, is to nicely plant our feet firmly and make sure we're stable before we do the look up. So just again, it's that really Taurian energy for this moon. Make sure you're doing all your grounding stuff, but keep looking up because it's all coming in. It's all changing. Everything is happening. Nothing. Can't say that's a change. That's the tune. Instead of saying nothing is happening, I've been starting to say this actually. I've noticed that in the last couple of days. Everything is happening. Everything is happening. All right. I don't know why I was drawn to this path card. I was kind of originally going to do them for Easter. Never ended up happening, obviously. Whoop, that one definitely jumped out. Two jumped out. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So, okay. You guys, like seriously. I can just read this card and then we can finish. I should read it last. I'm gonna read it last. I'm gonna read these two first. Okay. Stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. You got this. We've got this, you guys. Don't worry about it. We came here for this time. The time is upon us. So let's do what we came here to do. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. Again, be the change, be the light, so that others can come and be like, okay, we got this. Like, let's do this together. And then we got desert passage. Trust. There's a divine plan. And it's in motion. And everything is happening. Everything is happening. Anyway, okay. So I think that's pretty much a good place to end. Um, is it? Do we want to do? Oh, I always said we were going to do the golden futures. I think that was part of energy reads, but because we've been doing them a little different, we'll include this in the moon one. So golden futures. What are we looking forward to? What is the future? Nice, nice, nice. All right, cool. All right, so we've been covering the chakras. In Diana Cooper's, I guess you would call them channelings, um, there is a 12 chakra system. So not only are we aligning these seven, but realizing that the changes that are coming in, part of this energy that we need to be anchoring is lighting up even more chakras than we thought, more than the seven we have. So the 12 chakras follow your ascension path. We're already on it, you guys. We just have to keep, again, right now, this moon is kind of like boots on the ground, get grounded, get centered, see the big picture, see everything is happening. And the reason that we're being prepped is it's almost time to move forward into this new energy. So very, very important. Okay. We also got the illuminated masters. Be a spreader of love. Oh, that goes really well with our last read, the heart chakra. Again, so I just think, yeah, the time is really close where we're gonna have to just be like, it was in the that heart chakra read too, right? The broken open, the bursting open of the heart. Um, it's this is where we've always been heading, right? So this is it. Look at this fully opened lotus they're sitting in. That is the pivotal sign of enlightenment. The crystalline light body. This is where we're headed. As much as we're asking you right now to get in this little earthly body and do your earthly things and ground this energy in, it's only by grounding this energy in and rising it back up, activating all 12 of those chakras, that's ascension, right? All chakras lining up, right? And so this is like the thing that's like, because normally a prism, right? We have a prism and we put white light into it and we get rainbow light. What's actually, we're kind of in the reverse process for this ascension. It's all that chakra energy, rainbow light coming in that turns us into the crystalline body, light body. Build your crystalline Merkaba. So this is also the thing is like when everybody says nothing is happening too, um, this is what's happening. We haven't learned to sense it or understand it yet. So, but like I said, the best way for us to do this is we've got to integrate this energy. And if we're not grounded and we're not um, balanced in our chakras and in our own energy field, it's not that we miss it. It's just that we're just not understanding that what is happening and that these changes are indeed happening. All right, I think that is where we're going to leave it. But wow, yeah, that's a big one for this moon. So take really good care of yourself, stay healthy, stay grounded, look at the big picture, look up once you're feeling grounded and secure. And changing that vernacular of what we're saying. Everything is happening. Everything is happening for the greatest and highest good. The best things are happening. So I have no doubt in my mind, like zero. All right. So stay true to yourself and your heart. And we'll see you for the next energy read, which will be throat chakra in a couple days. Okay. Have a good new moon in Taurus.